treasure by the National Museum.
On the occasion of the Katsawa Festival, the National Museum takes the opportunity to highlight the declaration made last December 23 of the Katsawa ruins as the National Cultural Treasure. This is the highest recognition that can be given to a historic, cultural, artistic, or scientific property by the national government, and is a manifestation of the commitment of the National Museum to supporting its preservation, protection, and promotion in partnership with other concerned agencies. Not only to these ruins, but the numerous other cultural properties throughout the region, such as the churches in Daraga and Tabaco, and resources. Whereas it is the policy of the state to preserve the national cultural treasures and protect important cultural treasures of the nation and to safeguard their intrinsic. Whereas Republic Act Number 4846, otherwise known as the Cultural Properties Preservation and Protection Act, as amended by the Presidential Decree Number 374, Republic Act Number 8492, the National Museum Act of 1998, and Republic Act 10066, the National Cultural Heritage Act of 2009, specifically vested the National Museum with the responsibility and authority of implementing the provisions of these acts. Whereas the National Cultural Treasure is defined as a unique cultural property found locally, possessing outstanding historical, cultural, artistic, and/or scientific value, which is highly significant and important to the country and nation. Whereas Katsawa was established in 1587 as one of the earliest towns in Bicol by the Franciscan missionary Padre Pedro Bautista y Velasquez, canonized in 1862, becoming leading an economic and government center in the region. Whereas, after the town was burned by the Dutch raiders in 1635, it was rebuilt, including a new church constructed in 1724 by Father Francisco Blanco. Whereas the entire town of Katsawa, among other settlements in the area, was destroyed and engulfed by an eruption of Mayon volcano on February 1, 1814. After which the site was abandoned with survivors resettling in Daraga, Sawangan, which became part of Legazpi in 1856, and other surrounding towns. Whereas the stone ruins of the church and bell tower, convento, Casa Real, and so-called ayuntamiento, together referred as the Katsawa ruins, are all that presently survive of Katsawa, pending future archaeological excavation. Whereas the Katsawa ruins are a unique and foremost tangible example and monument of the environmental conditions under which the Filipino people have lived since time immemorial, and which include earthquakes, eruptions, hurricanes, and floods, and which have given rise to resiliency that is a characteristic of the culture and identity of the nation. Whereas the Katsawa ruins, together with its setting and the vista of Mayon volcano, are an iconic monument of Philippine history, culture, and nature, both tangible and intangible. Whereas there is an urgent need to to protect and conserve the Katsawa ruins, the condition of which has deteriorated through time from earthquakes, environmental exposures, and human contact and interventions so as to preserve their intrinsic significance for present and future generations. Whereas there is a manifestation of commitment from the national government through the National Museum and other concerned agencies to prioritize and support the protection and preservation of the Katsawa ruins for posterity, as well as support their promotion as an integral part of the heritage resources of the nation, the patrimony of the Filipino people.
Sunod sa mga taga-Katsawa na naging daraga, mas napakaray po ang Satuyang Banwaan. Ikadua, bako digipik silibrar sa nasong pagkagadan, kundi ang resiliency kan daraginyo. In our muscle memory, hiling na po nyato, na inisaro kasararo, kang bilog na albay. Because it gives us, uy, kung ikalbayano, kundi marang kang Katsawa, Philippines. Remember that, the most visited place is the Albay Biosphere Reserve, which we will defend in Lima, Peru on March 14 to 17 of this year. Madi-deliberate na po ang Satuya po 3 ng UNESCO World, not one, not twice, but thrice. Ako kinakampanya